Hello, it's Mike. And in the last video, we talked about habit, confidence, motor skills, and patience, the first four of the seven core principles. Now we're diving deeper into the mental and emotional core of the absolute beginner artist. Because the hardest part of drawing isn't the hand, it's the head. These next principles are about understanding your brain, retraining your thoughts, and transforming your emotions into art. So, to recap, we call ourselves the absolute beginner artists, not because we lack skill, but because we've decided to start for real this time. And today I'm going to tell you who we are, what we do, and why we document everything, even the ugly stuff, because that's where the real transformation happens. The absolute beginner artist isn't just someone learning to draw. It's someone learning how to become the kind of person who can. We're not defined by what we can't yet do. We're defined by our willingness to keep going despite it. Because this journey isn't just about art. It's about learning how to face self-doubt, manage frustration, and grow emotionally, one shaky line at a time. Every day we show up, not for perfection, not for likes, but for proof that we're becoming. Let's start with core principle number 5, your brain. Your brain's main job isn't to make you a great artist. It's to keep you safe. And safe often means comfortable. So when you sit down to draw and feel that wave of dread, or your brain offers you a dozen better things to do, that's not failure. That's survival instinct. Your brain doesn't care about your art. It cares about avoiding emotional discomfort. But here's the twist. Growth requires discomfort. That shaky feeling in your hand, that's neuroplasticity. Your brain literally rewiring itself as you learn a new skill. So when you draw through that discomfort, you're training your brain not just to move a pencil, but to trust you. Next up, core principle number 6, mindset. The absolute beginner artist doesn't chase perfection. We chase progress. Because talent isn't magic, it's persistence. And perfection, that's just procrastination wearing a nice outfit. We don't measure success by how good our drawings look. We measure it by whether or not we showed up. Because progress compounds quietly. Each ugly sketch, each awkward ellipse, each failed attempt, that's data. That's feedback. That's proof that we're trying. And over time, those tiny invisible wins start to shape who we are. Not someone pretending to be an artist, but someone becoming one. Now, let's talk about the secret weapon. Core principle number 7, emotional intelligence. Every artist knows the emotional roller coaster, the highs of motivation, the lows of I suck. The absolute beginner artist doesn't avoid those feelings. We study them. We learn to name them, manage them, and use them. Frustration becomes feedback. Comparison becomes curiosity. Self-doubt becomes self-awareness. We start asking questions like, what is this emotion trying to teach me? Am I judging myself too soon? Can I give myself permission to be bad while I get better? Because when you master your emotions, you master your momentum. Now, why do we document what we do? Because documentation is proof of transformation. We don't document to impress. We document to witness, to say, I was here. I showed up. I drew a line. Every sketchbook page is a timestamp of courage, evidence that you were brave enough to begin even when your hand shook and your brain screamed, "You're not good enough." We don't hide the messy middle, we show it. Because it gives others permission to begin too, and that is extremely important. We're not influencers pretending we have it all figured out. We're travelers leaving breadcrumbs for the next lost artist to find their way. When you embrace the identity of the absolute beginner artist, you stop seeing beginner as an insult and start seeing it as a freedom. Beginners aren't burdened by reputation or ego. We get to play, experiment, fail spectacularly, and learn publicly. Our progress isn't proof of talent, it's proof of persistence. We draw not because we're confident, but because we're learning how to be. Every mark is a conversation between your hand, your brain, and your emotions. And that dialogue is the art. So, if you've ever looked at your blank page and felt that familiar voice whispering, "You're too old, too late, too inconsistent, too untalented," take a breath. You're not behind, you're just beginning. That's what makes you one of us. We are the absolute beginner artists. We draw through doubt, document through discomfort, and grow through grace. Because this isn't about drawing perfect lines. It's about becoming the kind of person who keeps drawing anyway. So grab your pencil, draw your next line, and document your proof. And if this message hit home, drop a comment that says, "I'm still drawing," because that's all the proof you need. Until the next video, take care of yourself.